Turn 1 Soul Ring.
Yeah, well, we can talk about Skittles for sure.
I hadn't eaten Skittles in a long time. Though. My buddy at work really likes Skittles, and so he brought some to work, and I had a few, and I was like, oh shit.
Oh, I love
These are
Skittles.
good.
They're so good. I mean, I like original Skittles
Sure, yeah.
the best, but sour Skittles definitely give original a run for their money, especially since they changed.
The ones that have the powder on the outside,
Yeah.
those are too sweet. That's too much.
Oh, God, they're so good.
That's too much.
So you know who I am. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Eric.
That's right. And we're going to be wrapping up our two-part series on our review of the new cards from Commander 2019.
I have a little bit of news I just want to talk about.
Oh, yeah, let's do the news.
Not magic news, though.
Just news. I like
Just
it.
news.
Let's do it.
Finally, after 13 years, we have a Tool album coming.
Oh, nice.
And so 2 days ago, it is August 9th today, August 7th, they posted the first track. You can listen to that on YouTube. It is Fear Inoculum, but liking it so far.
Nice.
I am super ecstatic about this. It's been Tool's one of my favorite bands, and
Cool.
it's great to have them back after 13 years.
Yeah, I hope they don't disappoint.
I don't think the first track has been really good so far, so I can see the whole album just being mwah. So
Okay, as
if you
long
haven't listened to Tool before, give them a listen. The first song is really good.
Yeah, I like Tool. I've gotten to Tool before. Also, A Perfect Circle.
Nice,
Also,
yeah.
a lot of good stuff from
Yeah.
them. Same guy.
Yeah.
Same.
singer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maynard
And
James
same.
Keenan, so.
Same. Like songwriter and the creative behind a lot of the content.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, as I just you hear that a popular band hasn't released anything for a very long time, and I always think like Chinese Democracy, or the Neil Young album that was like not good.
Chinese Democracy is the one that's been known to be like, oof, what happened there?
Yeah, you call it like that's a real Chinese democracy.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's super awesome.
Tool usually takes it's been like 5 years between their albums, like all their albums, so they're known
That's
to
a
take
good amount of time.
a while.
Yeah.
Unlike a lot of bands that do like every 1 or 2 years.
And then they get like burnt out and they don't release anything for maybe ever. Again,
yeah, they're just
right?
done, right? Yeah. So, but yeah, super excited.
Well, rejoice, Tool fans, because you're gonna have some new content.
Yeah.
And if you're also a Commander fan, you're also gonna have some new content.
Right around the same day.
That's right.
Yeah.
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 All right. Well, just like we did on last week's episode, we're just going to be talking about the new cards and the valuable reprints in the Naya and Rakdos Commander 2019 decks. And haven't had a chance to play these decks, so you're going to have to wait for Eric and I's opinion on how they play out of the box. And I think as our league goes on, we're also going to keep you guys updated on, which decks Eric and I end up getting to play with, the changes that we make, how the meta changes. We'll probably just pepper that in as we go rather than doing an entire episode on it at the end of it, because I feel like that would just be too much note taking. I don't know if I'm going to remember everything from every session.
But yeah, every just once in a while, we'll just have a little tidbit.
Yeah. And I think the most interesting thing is going to be how much the commanders change.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think we already talked about in last week's episode, like which commanders we'd rather play with. But we'll see what happens, and we'll keep you guys updated. So let's start with the Naya deck, because when I was putting this outline together today, the Rakdos deck hadn't been fully spoiled. Or it was yesterday. I can't remember when I was doing this.
Sure.
But so the Naya deck is called Primal Genesis, and the flagship commander is Gyrid? I'm going to go Gyrid.
Sure, let's go with Gyrid.
Gyrid. I think the H makes it like a g sound.
Maybe it's guy.
Gyrid.
Because gear is like GE.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's a Conclave Exile, and he's a 2/5 human shaman. When Gyrid, I'm going to say Gyrid.
Sure.
Conclave Exile enters the battlefield. Create a 4/4 green Rhino creature token with trample. Whenever Gyrid attacks, populate. The token enters the battlefield tapped and attacking. They actually released or at least I saw a visual of all the tokens today, and they're still doing like that borderless ultimate box topper style artwork on the tokens. It looks really, really nice.
Cool.
I wish they'd just do them in foil though. You know, like that'd be so awesome. Just do foil tokens.
Oh, in the commander decks?
Yeah, just in the commander decks, like double-sided foil tokens. They're not going to bend because they're both trying to bend, right? It's like from the Vault Transform. None of those foils bent because they were foiled on both sides.
Yeah, just do it up.
Yeah, and just start foiling the back of Magic cards. No, don't do that.
That sounds
Because
bad.
then you're going to force people to buy sleeves. Yeah, so this guy seems pretty powerful right out of the box. Like you could definitely get some shenanigans going, especially if you have some big tokens. But you're also getting those rhinos. If you're attacking every turn, you're getting more rhinos. You know, with green, it's probably not that hard to ramp into this guy at an early turn. And by then, you've already made some tokens, right? The deck can do that. So yeah, I like this guy. There's one lieutenant commander that I like a little bit more than this guy.
All right. You know, you got that Desolation Twin. 10 mana, you get a 10/10 token. And swing with this guy.
Yeah, 10/10 tapped and attacking. That's
Yeah.
right. Desolation Twins in the deck, right?
Is it?
I think it is.
Okay. Yeah,
I think
that's
it is.
that's good synergy there.
You know, correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't remember all the lists, so
Yeah, I pretty much just focused on the new cards, but I did look at the entire deck.
yeah.
All right, so the first lieutenant commander is Atla Palini, Nest Tender. So it's 1, a red, a green, and a white for a 2/3 human shaman. Pay 2, tap, create a 0/1 green egg creature token with defender. Whenever an egg you control dies, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest onto the bottom of your library in a random order. So this guy seems, with untap effects, you could get some pretty good stuff going. Untap effects and sacrifice effects.
Yeah.
You could just build your board out really, really fast.
Yeah, because then you just be sacrificing those eggs and just getting more value off of whatever the cards need you to sacrifice anyways. So
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an interesting card.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I think it has some definite power behind it because it just cares about sacrificing an egg. It doesn't care about the creature cards in particular, so you could just fill your deck with a few very powerful creature cards.
Yeah, there's that from C18 in the Jund deck. There's that dragon that makes eggs whenever land enters too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That was a good one.
So that fits really well with this card.
Yeah. And Rock Egg is also in this deck.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Egg tribal.
That's right. Okay, the second and final lieutenant commander in this deck is Marisi, Breaker of the Coil. It's 1 red, green, and white for a 5/4 cat warrior. Good rate.
Good rate.
Your opponents can't cast spells during combat. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, goad each creature that player controls. So I'll just read goad again because I can't quite remember what it does. Until your next turn, these creatures attack each combat if able and attack a player other than you if able. So that's fun that they're just like trying to get combat going.
Yeah, exactly. And it's always nice because then there are people that like to play this kind of deck to like get combat going. So you will see this pop up, I think, more.
I think that's a really fun way to play. Like you could just play a deck that's full of board wipes and be a real piece of work. But this is like, it's like if you're playing a deck with a bunch of pingers or a bunch of, mana dorks, you can play this against that kind of thing and you're getting combat going and you could be like quasi wiping the board, but you're still leaving it up to the players to do what they want to do and still play with their cards.
Yeah, and like it also kind of forces people to do things because like a lot of times we'll like to attack first and then do stuff on our second main phase. And it's like if your creatures are goaded and they're mana dorks, you're going to want to tap them on your first main phase.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very cool card.
Yeah, I like this kind of stuff. So
Yeah, just don't build cat tribal this.
why not?
Because Marisi doesn't care about cats. Eric's like, I don't care.
It's still a cat.
All right, let's move on to the rest of the new cards.
So next up, we have Commander's Insignia. So it's 2 of anything and 2 white for an enchantment. Creatures you control get +1/+1 for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone this game.
So they did a whole cycle of these last year that cared about how many times your commander was. They were storm cards. It was like Fury Storm, whatever. But I think there might be one other card in the set that is like this, but beyond that, I think this is the only one.
Well, I think last episode we didn't have one like this.
No, we didn't, but I think there might be one in the Rakdos deck or another one in this deck. I really can't remember. I could
really
be wrong.
Cool Anthem effect though.
Oh yeah.
Like for 4 mana, you can be giving your creatures like a lot of power toughness.
Especially in a token deck. Maybe with a different commander, like in a Reese deck.
Yeah.
This could be nuts.
Oh yeah.
This with the commander that costs 5, maybe not so much.
Yeah,
but
yeah, if you have like Reese, you've cast it like 4 times. All your creatures are getting +4/+4. That's huge.
That's really good. That's like the Rogue Quest in Hearthstone for all you Hearthstone fans. Crystal Caves. I can't remember. All right, the next card is Doomed Artisan. It's 2 and a white for a human artificer 1/1. Sculptures you control can't attack or block. At the beginning of your end step, create a colorless sculpture artifact creature token with this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of sculptures you control. So, in the group chat that we have for our Commander League, Riley was saying that this because of Gyrids. Jeez, what's the matter with me? Gyrids attack trigger that the sculptor, if you target a sculptor with the populate,
the sculpture
is already attacking.
Yeah,
and so you could have a big beater on your side, but if nothing else, like you just have big blockers. So yeah, this card's kind of interesting.
Also, side note, yes, Desolation Twin is in the deck.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad. All right, the next card we have is Song of the World Soul. It's 4 and 2 white for an enchantment. Whenever you cast a spell, populate. So I don't think we read what populate actually does on the commander, but it's create a token that's a copy of a creature token you control.
So you do need a token out there already,
right,
to be able to make a copy.
So. Yeah, this could be, this is like Inexorable Tide or just cards like that where you cast a spell, you get an effect that synergizes with your deck.
Yeah, this is this obviously works super well in the deck.
It is 6 mana. It's a little, it's a bit much, but by that point, I think you don't want to play this too early because you want to have time to build up a little bit better tokens.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Yeah, because like if you populate a 1/1 or a 2/2, it's like, well, who cares?
Yeah, it's not really a big deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool card.
All right, next up we have Gyrid's Belligerence. So this is the commander-specific spell to go with him. So it's X and then 2 red for a sorcery. Gyrid's Belligerence deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures. Whenever a creature dealt damage this way dies this turn, populate.
Yeah, that was that's pretty good because you could just like mass populate.
Yeah, and it's also like if you attack first and like some things don't die because they have high toughness or something like that, you cast this after and kill some stuff, populate, make some more tokens.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that a lot actually.
Yeah, neat card.
It's pretty neat.
Hey.
All right, next card is Tectonic Hellion. It's 5 and 2 red for a 8/5 Hellion with haste. Is that a good? That's pretty good. Whenever Tectonic Hellion attacks, each player who controls the most lands sacrifices 2 lands. So if 2 or 3 or whatever opponents are tied for the most lands, they all got to sacrifice.
Oh yeah.
This card kind of seems like why is this in the deck?
Yep. I hands down agree with you.
I don't know. It's like it doesn't create tokens. It doesn't do like the other 2 lieutenant commanders. Doesn't really synergize with them. I just don't know why this is here.
And it's like for your populate deck, you want more mana, But then it's like if everyone else has more lands than you, you can't attack with this because then if you do, you're sacrificing lands.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I don't like this.
Even a lands-based strategy, like I don't know how good this card actually is because then at some point you're going to be sacrificing lands every single time you attack, and it's 2 lands.
There must be something out there that's good with this because R&D wouldn't just make a bad card.
Okay.
All right. Okay. This next one's good. This is going to make up for it.
Full flowering is 2x, meaning that you have 2 spots for X. So if you choose like 2, you have to pay 4 mana.
Right.
And then 1 green. So you populate X times.
That's pretty awesome.
Just, make a bunch of tokens. That that Desolation Twin tokens out there, we've paid 10 mana for that. You probably have maybe 11 mana. So let's make 5 more 10/10s.
And you're in red. There's lots of ways to give your creatures haste.
Yeah.
So
seems pretty good.
Totally fine.
I like this card. Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely.
Yep.
I thought about putting it in my Angry Omnath deck.
Oh, yeah, because then you can just like populate all the freaking tokens it makes.
Yeah, all the 5/5 tokens.
Elementals.
And when they die, they bolt.
You deal 3 damage,
Bolt anything,
Yeah,
so.
seems pretty good.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
the next card is Oran Frostfang. It's 3 and 2 green for a 2/6 snake. It's a snow creature. Attacking creatures you control have death touch. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card.
Silent as a snowdrift, inexorable as an avalanche.
That's right. It's just gonna get you.
Yeah.
That's what that flavor text means.
This is a really good card.
Yeah, I really like it because opponents aren't gonna want to block. They also don't want you to draw cards. What do they do?
And you can have a bunch of tokens. You'll probably have small ones and your creatures they have death touch. It's so good. You're gonna be making probably good trades.
All your throwaway creatures that are just tokens, you don't care.
You don't care.
You mean care a little bit, but your opponents are actually have creature cards that they're going to be probably blocking with. So
so you get so much value out of this card.
Yeah, this is really good. You can just with enough tokens, you can draw so many cards.
So many cards, and
great.
it's also just whenever a creature. So if you have a bunch of stuff on the board, that's when you play this.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't play this when you have a small board. If you have 2 or 3 creatures, I would seriously wait until you have a better mass of creatures to play this card.
Yeah, I think it's good to think of this like a Shamanic Revelation or a lot of those other green spells that care about how many creatures you have, like draw cards equal to the number of creatures you have.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you probably won't play it in those inopportune times.
Yeah. And then this also kind of works in 2 ways because then it's does somebody have a really big board that I want to get rid of their creatures?
Right.
Or then do I just want to really draw a lot of cards and do I attack somebody who has no creatures who probably won't block anyways?
Yeah.
So you really have the decision there as well. So.
Yeah, definitely have a lot of options.
And then just as a 2/6 as well, the creature himself is
big butt, hard to get rid of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like this card a lot. Nice.
Nice.
And it has snow synergy.
Yeah.
Can't forget that.
The only one.
Yeah, the only one. Yeah.
Run your snowlands.
Oh, yeah.
Next up, we have the Selesnya Eulogist. So 2 of anything and a green. For a Centaur Druid, it's a 3/3. So you pay 2 of anything and a green. Exile target creature card from a graveyard to populate.
You know what? I was almost not happy with this card.
Why is that?
But then it has the colon.
Okay.
It's 2 and a green colon.
Yeah.
So it's not, if it was a tap effect, I wouldn't like it. Because, it's always powerful to get rid of cards
from
in
a graveyard.
graveyards, right?
Yeah.
That's a very powerful effect. And then it's letting you populate. It's just 6 mana. It's a lot. It's a lot of an investment to get rid of one card, but you are getting to populate. And if you have enough mana, you can do it multiple times in a turn. So
and it's if in the end, on top of exiling a creature that's bad, you are getting another 4/4/5/5 on the field. That's pretty good value.
Or you get another 10/10 from your Desolation Twin.
Heyo. Desolation Twins in the deck, by the way.
If we didn't already mention that. Okay, the next card is Tongarth, First Mate. He's 2 green and a red for a legendary creature, Minotaur Warrior, 5/5.
Good rate.
That is a good rate. Look at all the good rates in this set.
Hey.
Tongarth.
ton.
Yeah, you got to hit that H.
Ton.
First mate can't be blocked by more than one creature. Whenever an opponent attacks with one or more creatures, if Tahngarth is tapped, you may have that opponent gain control of Tahngarth until end of turn. If you do, choose a player or planeswalker that opponent is attacking. Tahngarth is attacking that player or planeswalker. That's kind of fun.
This is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this. Yeah, this could be like a fun... Also, like, if this is your commander, that's commander damage.
That is commander damage.
So, yeah, that's a lot of fun. Has to be blocked by only one creature. Yeah, I like this card a lot.
And so, like, if you're doing, like, even, like, if you're buffing this creature and you're getting in attacks every single round.
Yeah, all those buffs would stay, even if it's equipment or auras, they stay on him.
Yeah, yeah, because it's just moving around the battlefield,
Yeah.
so it still stays on there. So you can just buff this guy up, put equipments and stuff on him. Yeah.
Yeah, this is fun. This is like, I think this is kind of in the same vein as like Zancha from last year.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this is a fun card.
Yeah.
Okay.
Idol of Oblivion is a 2-mana artifact. You can tap it to draw a card. Activate this ability only if you created a token this turn. And then you can pay 8 mana and tap it to sacrifice the idol. And you create a 10/10 colorless Eldrazi creature token.
So if you played your Desolation Twin this turn, you created a token, you can draw a card. Then if you still have 8 mana left over after that, you can get another Desolation Twin token.
Heyo. Look at that value.
Yeah, that's this. It seems this is a really good draw engine for this deck.
Yes, like it fits in the deck well to draw cards.
I don't think it needs that second clause, but maybe it's just like destroy all artifacts. I have 8 mana. Yeah, I'll create a 10/10.
Yeah.
Like that. I could see that happening.
Probably in that situation where like I don't have a token or I don't have ways of making tokens, I might just want to make something big on the battlefield. But as most of the time, I'd rather keep this to draw more cards.
Yeah, I think it is a really good card draw engine because if you attack with Garrod every turn, you're making a token. In his second main phase, you can draw a card.
Yeah.
So as long as you already have a token, because you got to populate. Got to populate, guys.
Populate.
Cliffside Rescuer. We
talked
about this in the last episode.
Fun card.
This is a really cool card. I like it a lot. I'm surprised it's that uncommon. Oh, sorry, I got a foreign one. This is like
Miragem de Odio. Feticio.
Okay. I think it's like Mirage of Hate or Hate Mirage.
It is Hate Mirage.
Okay.
So you choose up to 2 target creatures you don't control. First of all, Hate Mirage is 3 of anything and a red, 4 sorcery.
Fedicio.
So choose up to 2 target creatures you don't control. For each of those creatures, create a token that's a copy of that creature. Those tokens gain haste. Exile them at the beginning of the next end step.
That's fun.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. You could cause some shenanigans with this.
Lots.
Yeah.
I wish it would maybe like be a permanent token and then it's like you only make 1.
Maybe, well, you can do permanent tokens if you just like Sundial of the Infinite and the turn.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that might be a good addition.
But you can like, make 2 big beaters as well and just get in there.
Yeah, especially if you have the Desolation Twin token.
Especially. Just kind of give them trample
I don't
somehow.
know why it's just, I gotta start bringing this card up.
Stop!
Okay, the next card is Voice of Many.
Hey.
We already talked about that last episode.
Yeah, it's a good card.
Don't care for it. Gonna be like...
In this deck, it makes way more sense. Because you're going to have so many tokens. You're always going to outpace people. You're going to draw the 3 cards.
Oh, yeah, totally. All right, so Scare Tiller, it's in every deck. Already talked about it.
Yeah.
Gonna talk about it again.
Okay.
But not, just because we're doing another deck after this. Okay, let's move on to the value reprints in this deck. The first one up is Garrick Primal Hunter. Garrick is kind of like a Shamanic Revelation on a stick. He's 2 and 3 green for a 3 loyalty planeswalker. His +1 is put a 3/3 green beast creature token onto the battlefield. His -3 is draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. I guess that's more like Rishkar's expertise.
Yeah.
His -6 is put a 6/6 green worm creature token onto the battlefield for each land you control. I think I'd rather have a Rishkar's expertise.
Really?
Yeah, because you also get to cast a spell that's like 5 CMC or less for free, or like 6 CMC or less for free.
Yeah, but this is just like repeatable.
Yeah, but
Garrick sits on the
you have to
battlefield.
plus him and then keep him alive for a turn. I mean, you do have a lot of tokens. You probably have a lot of ways to block, but
Probably.
I'm always leery about like I want to get the value off my planeswalker, like the turn I play him. But I guess I'm a little bit more. Maybe I think they're more fragile than they are.
I think in this deck, he should be pretty good to be able to get a 3/3, draw your cards, keep going.
Like do a 3/3 and then draw cards the next turn.
Yeah.
And then kind of whatever happens after that is
You've gotten value.
icing on the cake.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, fair enough. Next card is Dragon Master Outcast. 1 red for a 1/1 human shaman. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 6 or more lands, put a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying onto the battlefield.
Repeatable.
Yeah,
Goodness.
I was surprised at the price of this card. It was like $7-8.
Yeah.
So it's a mythic from Battle for Zendikar, but like BFZ was opened a lot because that was the first set with Expeditions. So
I think actually just like this card ends up getting a lot of value.
oh, it does. I run this in my Angry Almanac deck.
Yeah.
you
Just
just
like a
get-
5/5 every turn.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
And then in this deck, we can populate that 5/5. They're all flyers.
Yeah,
Hell
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah, that's a great card.
Yeah.
Next up is Feldon of the Third Path. It's 1 and 2 red for a 2/3 human artificer. You can pay 2 and a red, tap him, create a token that's a copy of target creature card in your graveyard, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. It gains haste, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step.
Super good.
Yeah, he's very good. I think he's better in an artifact deck because I don't know.
Well, because like you're still making another like creature token copy, and then if we make a copy of that token, we can then populate it, and then those ones don't go away.
Yeah, keep the token. That's true.
Yeah.
No, it is. Yeah, it is really good recursion, for sure.
So I think that's because like anything that's really powerful in your graveyard, you can just get like a good token of it, and then just keep populating that. So I think it can be pretty good in the deck.
Yeah, it looks like Feldon's rebuilding like a lost lady love.
Ah.
Right, she will come back to me. Flavor text.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
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 All right. I don't know
What
if
a
that's a good
tragedy.
idea. Yeah. Well, it is a tragedy, but that's like what the time machine is about. Like he tries to go back in time to save his girlfriend, and he learns that like you can't change.
You just can't do that.
Can't change the past.
Yeah.
But anyways, I digress. Yeah, the last value reprint that I thought was a good one was Lightning Greaves. So this is a card that they haven't put in the last couple of Commander products, but
Yeah, I don't think
it's
so.
a card that's like $5-6. Like
Yeah.
some of them are even like $8. And I do really like that they use the art from the IDW promo. It's not just the normal like Mirrodin art is the original printing of Lightning Greaves.
Yeah, it's nice to have this different art here.
Yeah, so Lightning Greaves, if you don't know, it's 2 mana for an equipment. Equipped creature has haste and shroud, and equip cost 0. Just great. Just a great card.
This shows up in a lot of decks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Protect your commander, do a bunch of active, like you could just use Feldon's ability, turn you play him.
Right away.
Just
Yeah.
things like that are really, really powerful. Do you have another one for this deck?
One little one to mention.
You got a little one?
Got a little one. They printed Thragtusk in this deck.
Yeah, that's a good.
That card's actually up to like $3 US, so
Yep. Yeah, I got.
$4 or $5 for us. So
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've.
and especially in this deck, it's pretty good.
Oh yeah, it's very good
Thragtusk is
because you can bring him back with
Feldon.
Feldon.
Yeah, look at that. So Thragtusk is 4 of anything and a green. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 5 life. When it leaves the battlefield,
Yeah, just leaves. Doesn't have to die.
you get a 3/3 beast. So even if it gets exiled or something like that, you still get that beast.
Thragtusk has saved me many a time in Modern.
Yeah.
Mono green Tron sideboard.
Super good sideboard card.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love the Thrag.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on and talk about the new cards from the Rakdos deck, the Rakdos Madness deck. And the actual title of the deck is Merciless Rage, and it's built around the Madness mechanic. And just like discard in general. So the flagship commander of this deck is Angie Falconwrath.
I didn't realize it was Falconwrath.
How did you read it? I'm just curious.
I just looked at Angie and then the abilities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it happens. She is a black and a red for a 1/3 vampire with haste. Her abilities are tap, discard a card, draw a card. So rummage, loot, rummage. Whenever you discard a card, if it has madness, untap Angie. I don't know what I'm saying. I like that. So you can definitely a great just loot engine. You know, you could definitely get some reanimator stuff going in these colors.
Yeah.
There aren't a ton of really good madness cards that I think you'd want to put into any commander deck. So I don't know if she's the best choice.
Yeah, I'd agree with that one. Like you'd only really have the madness cards in your deck to rummage really. Like you'll get like some spells or something that'll do a little something.
And if you have enough mana, when you do discard them, you can then cast them, and you still get to untap Anjay, right? So
yeah, there is the one. There is the red vampire who's like a 1 red. All of your vampires have madness.
yeah, that could be like all of your vampire cards have madness. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that could be. I mean, I like that she has haste and you can activate her the turn you play her. But I looked at a few combos just online and like the different things content creators have been saying about her, and it just seems like a lot of card combos. You know, like 5, 6, 7 card combos, which isn't ideal. But for more casual players, that's totally fine. Or for players that don't even want to play combo.
Yeah, or it's just she's at the jank end of things.
Yeah, if you want to just go tribal madness, that's very janky. And, it's definitely, I think definitely she could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the lieutenant commanders, which are a lot more exciting to me anyways.
So first up, we have Chainer, Nightmare Adept. So she's 2 of anything, red and a black. Legendary creature, human minion. So for a 3/2, discard a card. You may cast a creature card from your graveyard this turn. Activate this ability only once each turn.
Oh, why did they have to put that last line?
I wonder. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, if you didn't cast it from your hand, it gains haste until end of turn.
That's really good.
So this is like huge for a reanimator because you're just discarding cards anyways. You can cast other things for free. You're putting probably big creatures in there from discarding, casting smaller ones, and then reanimating later.
Yeah.
Yeah, this card's really good. Really good.
Yeah, especially creatures with activated abilities because they have haste.
Yeah.
Right? It could get out of hand real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, the second lieutenant commander is Greven, Predator Captain. He's 3, a black and a red for a 5/5 human warrior. He has Menace. Greven, Predator Captain gets +X/+0, where X is the amount of life you've lost this turn. Whenever Greven attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, you draw cards equal to that creature's power, and you lose life equal to that creature's toughness. So what do you think about this card, Eric?
Yeah, this guy's pretty interesting. You can have some potential to just like one-shot people. If we have a card like Necropotence out,
Yep.
we can just like lose a bunch of life. If he doesn't get blocked, you lose the life and then bam.
Right.
And then he also just like ends up drawing you cards by sacrificing your own creatures, and still gets bigger in the process.
And if you give him lifelink, you're just going to gain that life back once he attacks.
That's the really good part,
right?
yeah. So just throw like Whip of Erebos in your deck.
Yeah, black has tons of ways to give creatures lifelink, right? So, yeah, and just that reliability with drawing cards is just great. You know, there's a lot of creatures with big toughness, especially in red, right? Or big power, low toughness in red. So you could definitely get some good stuff going with this guy. Yeah, it's interesting.
Right, yeah, it's power. Yeah.
Okay, moving past the lieutenant commanders of the Rakdos deck, the first card we're going to talk about is Archfiend of Spite. It's 5 and 2 black for a 6/6 demon with flying. Whenever a source an opponent controls deals damage to Archfiend of Spite, that source's controller loses that much life unless that player sacrifices that many permanents. And Archfiend of Spite has Madness 3 and 2 black. So just in case, I don't know if we mentioned it, but Madness is if you would discard this card, you can discard it into exile, and when you do, you get to cast it for its Madness cost and put it into your graveyard. Why do they make you put it into exile to cast it?
You mean put it...
If you would discard this card, discard it into exile.
Or put it in your graveyard.
Oh, yeah. Yes, of course.
So if you don't cast it, it still just goes in your graveyard.
Right. Yes.
What was your question?
Oh, no, it's... you got it. You answered it. Yeah. But yeah, this guy seems like pretty... it's like 7 mana for a 6/6 flyer, but it could be 5 mana for a 6/6 flyer, and that's pretty good. You know, if you can pump him, then they're going to be losing a lot of life or sacrificing a lot of permanents. They're probably going to elect to lose the life instead.
I would think so.
This guy would just be like a good blocker, or possibly a good attacker, because they're not going to want to block him.
Yeah, either way. Because if you have this as a blocker, no one's going to want to attack into you, because then they're going to just lose that much life.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I don't know why you would do the permanence over that unless you are really low in life.
Yeah, in which case you're probably going to lose anyway.
Yeah. Next up, we have the Bone Miser.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure this is the guy from Waste Not.
Yeah. So it's 4 of anything and 1 for a zombie wizard, 4/4. Whenever you discard a creature card, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Whenever you discard a land card, add 2 black mana. And whenever you discard a non-creature, non-land card, draw a card. Oh yeah, so it's very much like Waste Not anyways. Yeah.
Just a value card. And this guy even really synergizes with Chainer in this deck as well. All the discard cards that just trigger off of a discard interact with Chainer really well. So, and Chainer's ability to just discard a card
too.
Yeah, it does. But I just, I don't know if she's. I think Chainer might be a better commander for this deck. But anyways, just a real value engine right here.
I mean, with her and Anjay and this card out there, you're discarding multiple cards because they have Madness, and then you're getting all these abilities from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you still cast that card with Madness, you still discard it in a way.
Oh, no, yeah. It still counts as a discard. Yeah. That's why you get to untap.
So you can get multiple triggers off this guy, so...
Yep, you are correct. Next card is Curse of Fool's Wisdom. It's 4 and 2 black for an Aura Curse, enchant player. Whenever enchanted player draws a card, they lose 2 life and you gain 2 life. And it has a Madness cost of 3 and a black.
That's rough.
Yeah, that's rough. That's like an Obnixilis emblem effect, like Obnixilis Reunited, which is also in this deck, by the way.
Don't. That guy is not having a good time.
No, he was not expecting that when he went to the library that day.
Yeah, sure. No thanks. I don't want this card attached to me. No thanks.
Yeah, it's not that bad though. I mean, sometimes we're in situations where we are drawing a lot of cards, but if you're, it's not the worst thing in the world. But it definitely can be. It definitely
if I want to draw a lot of cards, I'm like, I draw 8 cards, I lose 16 life.
Because you do want to draw a lot of cards.
Yeah.
We all want to draw a lot of cards. Oh, nice. This next one is Crick, Son of Yawgmoth. It's 4 and 3 Phyrexian black mana for a legendary creature horror minion, 2/2. It has lifelink. For each black mana in a cost, you may pay 2 life rather than pay that mana. Whenever you cast a black spell, put a 1/1 counter on Krick, Son of Yawgmoth. So, it's funny, I was thinking about, like, Exsanguinate with this card, but you'd only get to pay the life for the 2 black.
Yeah.
You'd have to pay mana for the X. So that's out.
You still save 2 mana.
You do,
Yeah. This card's pretty broken.
It is pretty broken. Even though it's like 7 mana for a 2/2, it's still...
It's
it's
like
like 4 mana for a 2/2.
mana.
Yeah, it's 6 life. It's really... He's like really good.
Yeah. Which is like, oh, we can't print like, Phyrexian mana and stuff anymore. And then they're like, let's just give...
They're like, Commander's fine. We can't break that.
You can easily combo with this card and it's just like dumb.
Yeah, it can get pretty out of hand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it just seems like a lot of fun. I kind of want to build a deck around it.
Yeah, this is a great mono black commander.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 It was just like...
And then you like combine that with like Bolas's Citadel. So you look like your top card and stuff too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's that card's so good. I can't believe they printed that card.
Bolas's Citadel?
No.
Crick, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, what were they thinking?
Oh man, and then if you have like, I don't know, like Grey Merchant, and you're like playing a bunch of like black, like if you just go heavy on like what does Nykthos want?
Oh, Devotion.
Devotion, thank you. Yeah. You just go like heavy Devotion build with this guy, because then you can just play stuff for free all the time.
Oh yeah, and then like black is so can be so restrictive with its black pips to play cards. So yeah, you could definitely get things like going real out of hand with this. Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
We should just all build Krick, Son of Yawgmoth decks and
God.
see how long we can stand each other after that. And I guess if R&D is going to print cards like Thought Sponge, then they can print like cards that are like broken. So it's like we're going to print really bad cards, but then we're going to print this card that's really broken. So it kind of balances out overall.
What if he was a horror sponge instead of a horror minion?
I'd still play him.
Even better. All of his spikes are like spongy spikes.
Yeah, you don't even have to worry about it.
Okay, anyways.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Nightmare Unmaking. So 3 of anything and 2 black. Choose one. Exile each creature with power greater than the number of cards in your hand. Or exile each creature with power less than the number of cards in your hand.
Yeah, this is a sorcery. And this is... I love like one-sided board wipes, and I love board wipes where you can choose, right? Like Austere Command, one of the most popular board wipes in Commander. It's no wonder why it is, because it gives you that flexibility. So I think this is a really good card.
This is a really good card. This is a super good board wipe.
And it's only 5 mana, right?
It's
it's really good.
Yeah, 5 mana for a board wipe is like kind of like where they kind of sit. And you'll be able to do what you want with this, because then it's like if there's just too much stuff out there, you probably don't want to get rid of bigger stuff anyways. If you have a smaller hand, you're just going to exile stuff greater than your hand. Mm-hmm. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a super cool card.
Oh, yeah.
Next card is Anjay's Ravager. 2 and a red for a 3/3 Vampire Berserker. Anjay's Ravager attacks each combat if able. When Anjay's Ravager attacks, discard your hand, then draw 3 cards. And has a madness cost of 1 and a red. So I don't love the attacks each combat if able, just because, sometimes you don't have a way to attack and not have the creature die.
Yeah.
But it is an attack trigger, so you still will get the discard your hand, then draw 3 cards. And I also don't love the attacks each combat if able, because if you have more than 3 cards, you might not want to pitch your hand, right? If you have less than
sure.
It's probably it's a net positive.
I would say you're going to be playing this card when you have pretty much no cards in hand.
Yeah, and obviously this deck is built to
be playing out your cards.
Right.
Yeah. And then you also have a bunch of madness cards. So if you discard madness cards, you can still cast them.
Yep, definitely.
So, it just sucks as to attack each combat if able. Mm-hmm. But you should at least be getting like kind of like 1 draw 3 out of it, I
Right,
feel.
because you'll get the first attack trigger even if you have to attack
Yeah.
into blockers that can kill it.
Yeah. But again, like, works in politics. Be like, hey, if you don't, like, kill my creature, like, I'll help you out and stuff like that so you can keep drawing cards. Mm-hmm. So, works for politics.
Yeah, it does.
Skyfire Phoenix. I don't like this card.
I think it's just like kind of a throwaway card for this deck because because the Phoenix and it comes back after you discard it.
Sure. So it's 2 of anything and 2 red for a 3/3 flying haste Phoenix. Whenever you cast your commander, return Skyfire Phoenix from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Cast trigger.
Oh my god. Like, it's just like, how many times are you casting your commander in the game?
She only costs 3. Like, you can cast her. She's I think the cheapest of all the flagship commanders. So you could cast her 3 times. It's only, 5, 7. It's only 7 mana.
And you get a 3/3 flyer.
Well, you get a 3/3 flyer every time. Every time. So that's 3 3/3 flyers. You're not thinking about the long game here.
Oh man. Yeah.
No, it's not it's just not a good.
Why is this a rare?
I don't know. It's
like, how do they do the designation on?
And like, I don't know if we talked about this in the last episode. We were just talking about this before after we recorded, but how the cards, all these cards and all these decks, especially if have only been printed in these decks, every card is as rare as every other card. So
it's only had the one printing,
right? So they're mass produced, right? And they're all precons. So a mythic is just as rare as a common.
Yeah.
So I don't.
If they've only been printed in the set,
who knows why they? Yeah. Who knows why they give?
Well, part of it is designating the power level of the card. Because if they print it again in like a regular set.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But, this really cares about a commander, so I don't think they're going to print this in a regular set.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'd probably take this card out of the deck. It just seems instantly.
Get out of here.
I just don't know how reliable this is going to be.
Yeah.
So this is basically, with this and the Jeskai deck in our, Commander League meta, this is 2 decks that are asking the other players to deal with graveyards. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Man, I'm not picking either of those decks.
Oof.
Woof is right.
If you go for the Jeskai, though, you still have that other commander which cares about the top of your deck.
Which is what I would do.
Yeah.
I think that's...
You still have a lot of cards that have flashback, though.
Yeah, definitely. But you're not, dead in the water.
Yeah.
If you lose access to those cards. But there's only the Sultai deck can run a Leyline of the Void, something that permanently, I guess, and the other deck can run Rest in Peace, so that you can just permanently get rid of graveyards until you get rid of those enchantments. And then there's all the artifacts that can just exile graveyards at instant speed.
Yeah,
but that's a lot of slots.
There's a lot of slots in your deck. Like, how many slots do you want to take up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
It'll be interesting.
But anyways, yeah, just don't like this card.
No.
It's just weird. It's like that Hellion card. It's like, why is this?
Why can't it be like if you discard a card with Madness, bring the Phoenix back?
That would be good.
That'd be good.
Yeah. Because then you're chipping for 3 every...
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be really good. And I don't think overpowered either.
Just you don't cast your commander that many times during a game, so...
Yeah, I think they keep pushing that, and how many times does it actually happen?
Yeah.
Right? There's that card in the Naya deck that cares about how many times you've cast your commander. It's a 5-drop commander.
Yeah, how many times do you actually cast your commander? Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
Yeah, they must play really long games.
I guess so.
Okay, the next card is Wildfire Devils. It's 3 and a red for a 4/2 devil. When Wildfire Devil enters the battlefield, and at the beginning of your upkeep, choose a player at random. That player exiles an instant or sorcery card from their graveyard. Copy that card. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. This card's fun.
It's interesting. I like it.
Yeah.
Definitely politicking here. Because, if there's a problem on the battlefield and someone else has a spell that's in their graveyard, you're when I cast this, hey, let me cast the like Swords of Plowshares or something to get rid of this other big creature we're worried about and something like that. So I think it's really good in that kind of case because it's like the player you choose still gets to choose the card in their graveyard.
Yeah.
So you don't get to choose that card.
Right, yeah.
So it's hard to get a little bit of value off that, but I still think that like if someone's stuck in a situation, you're like, just harmonizes in your graveyard. I'm drawing 3 cards.
Yeah, the thing is that we're in a singleton format, so we really have to be very specific about the cards that we put into our decks. So I think that you're always going to have something of value, even if the player is not going to help you out and choose maybe the worst card.
That's
right?
fair.
Like even when you cast Fact or Fiction,
Yeah.
you still get a good pile.
Good pile, yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
but yeah, you're absolutely right. It could be like a very political card, which is, you'd probably get a lot more value off of it. And it always feels good to kind of bring the table together to take down the arch enemy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. It's kind of surprising that card's not in the Jeskai.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But
All right, so next up we got the Aeon Engine, which is 5 for an artifact. This card's super cool.
too bad it enters tapped.
Yeah, come on. So Aeon Engine enters the battlefield tapped. You can tap it to exile the Aeon Engine, reverse the game's turn order.
So the first thing I'm doing is putting Amulet of Vigor into this deck.
Okay.
So it doesn't. No, I'll just do a Voltaic Key. That's way cheaper.
That's better. But this is kind of a fun card.
Yeah, because you can get if you do this on the, if I'm passing the turn to you and I have Aeon Engine and it's untapped, then on your turn I can activate the exile Aeon Engine, reverse the game's turn order, and then I get the next turn.
Yeah.
So that can be a very powerful effect.
Very powerful, yeah. Even if it just happens once, it's like turn, other turn, then your turn again. Like that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you have ways of like making copies of this before it goes away and then doing that, you can kind of like get more turns, and whoever's kind of sitting opposite of you just doesn't get any
turns. Yeah. That's a really great way to harvest a good meta.
Yes.
With your friends.
For
just
sure,
don't want them
yeah.
to have turns.
They'll always want to play with you. I do hope that this card gets used in our first
it just
playthrough.
seems like just at least once.
I just wanted to, it's just fun.
Okay, the next card is a land. It's Sanctum of Eternity. You can tap it to add a colorless to your mana pool, or you can pay 2, tap it, return target commander you own from the battlefield to your hand. Activate this ability only during your turn. I guess if you like board wiped, you could save your commander.
Yeah, it's super narrow.
Yeah, it's quite narrow.
The board wipe thing was the first thing I kind of thought of.
But then it's only during your turn. So if like somebody else board wipes, it's not, like that would be really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is also you own, so if somebody steals your commander,
yeah, you could bounce it to your hand. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing is that like if someone has like Imprisoned in the Moon on your commander or something like that, you can get your commander back with this card.
Oh yeah, right. Because it is still the commander.
Yeah,
it still has that type, even though
it's still like on the battlefield, enchanted by something, so you can still target your commander specifically.
Right.
Put it back in your hand. The Imprisoned in the Moon graveyard.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
So in actually, I think this card is actually kind of good in like a Voltron strategy and stuff. When people try and lock out your commander, you still have a way of getting it back.
Mm-hmm. I feel like though, if you play a Voltron commander that doesn't have protection on the card, and you play it without being able to give it some kind of protection immediately, you kind of deserve to get Imprisoned in the Moon. I'm only saying that because that's happened to me many, many times, and I had to learn that lesson the hard way.
I mean, that is fair, because like people see that you're playing that strategy. It's like, well,
I gotta get you.
Yeah.
It's like you really built your deck around your commander.
Yeah.
Mire and Misery again.
Cool.
Hate Mirage again.
Yes.
I do believe Fidecio.
You got it.
Bloodthirsty Blade.
Cool. I like that card.
Yeah.
2 decks have it.
Two decks have it, yeah.
Spicy.
Scare Tiller again.
Always.
Just put Scare Tiller in all your decks
Yeah,
now.
it's good.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the value reprints in the Rakdos deck, and gotta say it's slim pickings. So the first one is Geth, Lord of the Vault. He's 4 and 2 black for a 5/5 zombie. He has Intimidate, and his activated ability is X and black. Put target artifact or creature card with converted mana cost X from an opponent's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control tapped. Then that player puts the top X cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. This is just a great card.
Yeah,
And he can be your commander.
he can be your commander.
Yeah, it's just a great... Like, he'd be great even if you didn't have that secondary clause that then they have to mill that many cards, just, like, increasing the amount of cards that you can get with Geth.
Because you're still getting, like, people's creatures from their graveyards. They're just getting the best thing on the battlefield.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's X and black colon, so you can repeatedly do this if you have enough mana, and black is really good at making a ton of mana.
Totally.
So, yeah, this is good. And this card was, like... $10-$11. Like it was
okay,
it was getting up there.
Yeah.
It's a mythic from Scars of Mirrodin, so
yeah.
It's been a while.
But yeah, like just also milling like really makes the card fuels itself.
Oh yeah.
It's so good.
It has everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really good.
Did you have that in your mill deck?
I did, because you also had that 5 toughness. So with Fenix you could, and like double black, so it activated Fenix. It was,
nice.
Yeah, really good card for that deck. And I also had like infinite mana combos in that deck, right?
Yeah.
So
fun time.
Yeah, only for me. The next reprint is Solemn Simulacrum with new art. The new art is really awesome. And, same old Solemn, 4 mana for a 2/2 Golem. When Solemn Simulacrum enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card, put that card onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. When Solemn Simulacrum dies, you may draw a card.
Super. It's just solid.
Yeah, it's a great card. And no matter how many times it gets reprinted, it always creeps back up to like $6-7.
Yeah.
So pick them up now, because they're all of them have like lowered in price. But if you need them for your not green decks, grab them now.
Now's the time. Also has a really cool invention.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I like that one.
That one looks really cool.
Probably hasn't changed the price, but maybe.
No, not on that one. It's probably gone up.
The last card that is on my list.
Yeah, okay.
Just take it easy, Eric.
Whoa.
All right. Is Chaos Warp. It's 2 and a red for an instant. The owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of their library. If it's a permanent card, they put it onto the battlefield. It's a great red removal. This is a great way for red to deal with enchantments.
Exactly, yeah, because you usually can't, and this hits like any permanent, so...
Mm-hmm. Just a good, and this card was like it was like $3-4.
Yeah.
It was getting up there, but it's just nice to see. It's a good commander card. It's nice to see a reprint. It would be great to get a foil version of it at some point. Wizards, please.
Where's that foil?
Come on, do Commander's Arsenal 2.0.
Do it up,
please. What's your card? Please, please.
The last card is the Overseer of the Damned. So it's 5 anything and 2 black for a 5/5 flying demon. When Overseer of the Damned enters the battlefield, you may destroy target creature. Whenever a non-token creature an opponent controls dies, create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. So you instantly get another zombie. Like you for 7 mana, you're killing something. You get this big 5/5 flyer, and when that thing dies, you're also getting a 2/2 zombie. So you are getting the 7 power toughness,
right?
And you're killing something on the battlefield. So
interesting. Yeah, no, that is a good card. And was that what was the? Where was that card getting to, price wise?
US. After this deck's been revealed, it is sitting at. Oh, it's only 50 cents now.
Yikes!
It was up to like the $3-4 mark. So
okay, wow,
it's gone down.
I think that's the biggest drop of like at least the reprints that I was looking at and thinking were like good, because there are a lot of like $2 and $3 reprints that we didn't talk about. That
I had the wrong button pressed.
Okay,
$4.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
Yeah, so there are a lot of like $2 and $3 reprints that we didn't talk about that are probably going to get hit a little bit, but because they're ubiquitous cards in the format, they will creep back up again.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are our thoughts on the new cards and the reprints. I think these decks have pretty good value. It's, like every Commander product, it would always cost more to go out and build the decks from scratch.
Yeah.
And, like the I feel like these decks are more synergistic with the flagship Commanders, but I feel like they're still, I think the games with these 4 decks against each other out of the box, I think they're still going to be grindier games.
I think so.
Than what we're used to, but, we'll tune them up and hopefully they'll be faster, but still.
I feel like we'll have a better time with these ones out of the box
than last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, I agree with that. There's a lot less board wipes in this deck,
in
these decks. And, with creature commanders, there's all that damage that was getting sent towards planeswalkers gets sent towards players instead, which does speed up the game.
Yeah.
I think more than people think it does.
So, which of these 2 decks do you like more?
Ooh, I was really interested in the Rakdos deck when the commander was first spoiled, but I don't know that. I think I'm gonna go with the tokens just because I think it could have the ability to win faster against the other decks.
Yeah.
And it has green, which, again, I like green. Yeah, I think I would probably go with the Naya deck, which honestly was my last pick when all the commanders were revealed. But I think it's definitely got the legs and, the token production like that can get very much out of hand very quickly, even without a doubling season or a parallel lives. What about you? What are you thinking about these decks?
I'm on your side here. The Naya deck, I think, just because it has the green to ramp, and then there's just like a lot of value with even like populating the tokens. You're getting card draw and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The Rakdos deck, I don't think has very much card draw in it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of the times you're just gonna like fall flat on your face.
Yeah, you're drawing cards, but you're discarding cards. You're not getting a net increase of cards. And like with the token deck, like there's so many cards that let you sacrifice creatures to draw, like Greater Good with a 5/5 creature. Like you're still drawing a bunch of cards with that, so I think tokens is a very reliable strategy and can get out of hand quickly as long as you as long as you don't spread yourself too thin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited to play with these decks out of the box and see the alterations that we make to them. And we'll definitely let you guys know how all that goes once we've gotten a chance to do this. And maybe what we should do too is the decks that we get, we should post them on Deckstats and like post and like make changes to them as we go. And we've done a few deck techs now on the show and been using deck tech, so like deck stats. So let us know if you guys like that website for deck lists or like what websites you guys use, and we can sort of figure out what the best way to post our decks and share them with you would be.
Yeah, if it's something out there that we don't just like know about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, let us know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll be back next week talking about the archetypes of Commander, and we'll also be doing a bit of a deck tech on that episode. If you'd like to get in touch with us, as usual, turn1soulring@gmail.com, turn1soulring _ the podcast on Instagram, and Command Beacon on Instagram. We're currently doing our August giveaway for the cards we talked about in our budget card episode. That's happening on our Instagram page, and you can enter that giveaway by finding the August giveaway Instagram post and following the instructions. And when that's done, we'll do our September giveaway. And you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and SoundCloud.
Woo!
And what about you, Eric? What's your social media situation?
I mean, I have stuff. I just don't use it right now.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I also have like a cat Instagram. We've got the Instagram for the show. I've got a personal Instagram. It's pretty much just Instagram. I don't really use any other social media. I have a Facebook account, but I haven't used it in a long time. Anyways, go get them, Tigers. That's what we say here at Turn One Soul Ring.
Show me your ETBs.
That's right. Yeah.
Turn One Soul Ring.
It's still recording. It's kind of fun.